there we go. It was not successful. Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrew. So I think it's been about 2 years since I made the video, but I made a video of 5-star predictions, and I am finally have attempted to read every single one of the books that were on that list. It's obviously taken me a while because I am a mood reader, but I thought I would just go through them and we would talk about if they are 5 stars and then kind of go into some details, which I think will be clear from the results of this video, that I will not be doing any more 5-star predictions because, well, you'll just see. So I'm not gonna pull up the video and react to the video because I don't know, it's harder to do that in editing. So I will link the video below and on the screen for you to check out and see what they are, but obviously I'm gonna go through the books, so it'll be obvious which ones I wanted to give 5 stars. So, but I'm gonna talk about them from what was my least favorite up to my favorite. So starting it off with one that I think will break a lot of people's heart, it's The Book Thief. I didn't finish this book, so I feel like it has been my least favorite. I probably at some point will attempt it again because of how well beloved it is, but I don't know, like I didn't finish it, so I feel like I can't say too much about it. I just know that something about the writing style was not my favorite, and it was just so, I felt like it was really repetitive, and I felt like we were not getting to a place of depth I want. I don't know, I just felt like we're following Liesel. I think I got to about 50%, I want to say, before I decided to DNF, and World War II historical fiction, I don't know. Historical fiction in general, I normally don't like unless there's also fantasy in it. So, but I could maybe get on better with something nonfiction like The Diary of Anne Frank or something. But this, I don't want to talk about it too long. And then again, the next one, I trusted a lot of people and I thought this was going to be a favorite for me too. And that is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, which I also probably more likely to give this one a second shot because it's fantasy and I love fantasy, and the more fantasy I'm reading, the more formulaic and similar it's feeling in general. So I feel like maybe when I just feel like I am in my galaxy brain, I could read this again, maybe, but no promises. No promises. I did finish it and I was spoiled for how it ends. So I feel like that probably played a huge factor in my disappointment. But I've talked about it in series I won't finish also as well. But this was definitely not a 5-star. I didn't actually give it a rating because I don't feel like it's fair to rate this one because I was spoiled. So next is The Wicker King by Kay Ankrum, which I was so excited for. And this was, I think, the last one of these books I actually finished. And this was like a 3-star for me because I was like, okay, a toxic gay relationship, yes, I want to read that. I don't want to live that, but I want to read it. But this was so, it's like this kind of genre that's I guess magical realism, which no, I don't like magical realism. Either be real or be fantasy. I don't like this blurred line between it, and I don't like that. I want to like it because so many of my favorite content creators love it, but I don't love it. I just don't, and I need to accept that. Next, we have Rebecca, which was also a 3-star for me. And then I also watched the movie, not the newest one, the one that came out with the Alfred Hitchcock movie. I also watched that because I like to read the book, and then maybe if I watch the movie, I'll pick up on things I didn't get from the book, possibly. And this is just, I see the influence, not influence, but I see actually I don't know. I felt like this was so slow paced, and this is not writing that I found to be exceptional. I would maybe try something else by her, maybe, if someone could convince me well enough in the comments, but I would much rather read Gillian Flynn. I just feel like that's much more the speed that I want to be in terms of thrillers, or just modern thrillers, or I don't know, we don't really have a whole lot of classic thrillers though, so I feel like this is I wanted to love this so bad, and I love the ideas of it. But the execution was just not perfect for me. So, but if you know of if you have recommendations for things that you think are better than this, or if you like this and you know other stories that are similar that you just, maybe I would give them a shot, or another book by her that you think I'll enjoy, I'm not completely opposed to it, but this is still a 3-star. Okay, next we have another one that a lot of people love, and I didn't, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I really thought, based on what everybody says, I thought I was gonna give it 5 stars. Like, there's so many people that call this their all-time favorite book, and it's fantasy, and I do love a book like Strange the Dreamer, so I feel like the writing styles are kind of similar, but Laini Taylor just gives me more than Erin ever did. And I don't know, I was so irritated by the end of that book. I was so irritated because I just felt like she introduces, there's one specific thing that happens that I don't know if it's because I like mysteries and I like answers to mysteries, like that and I don't know if I was to reread the book, if I would, maybe the answer was there and I didn't pick up on it, but I don't know. That was also a 3-star by the end, because I did enjoy the writing and I liked certain things about it, and I was so intrigued by things, but I felt like I wanted answers, like where there was no answers to anything, which if you don't care about that and you like things to be completely ambiguous in terms of I guess I wouldn't mind things being ambiguous if the characters themselves are literally asking each other questions like, what is it that's causing this? And then by the end of the book, you have no idea. Like, literally by the end of the book, you have no idea how this thing is originating. And I find that infuriating. Okay, but the next 4 are all like 3.5 to 4 stars, and I enjoyed them all. The next one is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, who is an author I am definitely going to read more from. I think everything here, I gave it 4 stars. It was like a high 3, low 4 kind of book for me. And I really liked her writing. It's like a Death and the Maiden retelling kind of thing, and I'm into that. So I really enjoyed that, and I really liked I just liked how things progressed. I liked the main character. I remember liking a lot about it. So I definitely want to read more from her. I definitely want to read Mexican Gothic. I know that was like, a lot of people are saying that was like a breakout book for her, but I saw so many negative reviews from that book, so that I didn't want to read it, and I read Gods of Jade and Shadow instead. But I think Mexican Gothic is going to be better. I don't know. I need to read that. I need to read way more of her. She has so many different books. So if you've read her, let me know what your favorite is. Okay, next we have a 4-star read, The Raven Boys, which I didn't love as much as like other fantasy series that I've read, but I did really like this, and I've read the first 2 books, but I think I want to go back and reread them physically, and then once I do that, maybe I'll enjoy the series even more, because I did like the audio, but I feel like it might be a story better read physically. But I liked the characters, I liked the writing a lot, I liked the ley lines, I love paranormal stuff, I love psychics, I love ley line, I love it all. I love it, the vibe. This is a thing that I can go into just for the vibes, and I did really like a certain reveal about a character. I don't know, was it the end of this book or the end of the second book? I think it was the end of this book. I was shocked at the end of this book about a certain character, and then in the second book something else happens that was just it's kind of it's like, you know, a little bit ooky spooky, but not too crazy. And yeah, this is one of those things that, like, the more other series that I read, the more I'm like, I should go back and read this, because this sits in my feelings higher than I would have originally thought, I feel like. So, okay, and then another one, I don't have the physical copy because I let a friend borrow it, which was the same with Jades and Shadow. I liked the book, but I let a friend borrow it because I liked the book. I want them to read the book. Now, Jades and Shadow, my friend still hasn't read that book, so I would like for her to get on that and read it. But this next one, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I had this one, and I had a darker shade of magic as well as a 5-star prediction. They were both a 4-star read, but obviously out of all these books, I enjoyed these 2 the most, and I like V.E. Schwab's writing a lot. I like her writing a lot. I like her concepts a lot. I don't always love her characters, though. I would say that in the Darker Shades series, this is what I'm officially saying was my favorite of my predictions, is the first book in the series. Because if you know my opinions on the second and third book, you'll know that I didn't hate the second book, but I strongly disliked the second book because it felt like this could have been a really good duology. But the first book, I loved the first book. I love Kel so much. I love the world, I love the setup, I love the concept so much, and I did like how it was executed in here, and I loved Addie as a character, and I loved the writing. I loved I actually have a spoiler-free and spoiler-filled review for Addie LaRue and for this book, so I will just point you to those for even further opinions, but just know that out of these 2, I preferred this one the most. And possibly would go back and reread this series as well, because again, the more other series I read, the more I'm like, maybe this is better than I thought. And this is a really good like bridging young adult to adult book, I feel like, because we're between our world and a fantasy world, so it's kind of like a portal fantasy. So I don't know. This is one I would maybe reread because I want to finish the series. And I know she's continuing the series like this year, I think. And those new covers, trash. Like compared to this, like this, you're gonna have this, and you're gonna go to this. This is stunning. And they've like made merchandise and all kinds of shit from this style of cover, so I don't understand why they don't just continue this look. I don't understand. I really don't. So, there we go. It was not successful. And because it was not successful, I do not trust myself, and I will not be making any more 5-star predictions because I clearly don't. I'm still learning what I like. I'm still learning what my subscription box likes and what they enjoy watching. Not watching. I'm learning what they enjoy reading. I really think I need to accept that I just do not like magical realism. So if I ever hear magical realism, I need to learn that that is a anti-buzzword. I really need to accept that because I never, ever like it. Ever. So just need to accept it. So that's going to be it for this video. I will leave my Instagram, Goodreads, and Twitter. It will all be in the description for you to check out if you would like. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.